Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Mind of a Man, Decoding Man talk series. My name is Enrique Palomino Hidalgo. I am your host, your friend, your relentless one. I want to welcome every single one of y'all, ladies and gentlemen, once again to another week of the Mind of a Man talk series. And just want to be very brief. I know I was supposed to start at 9 p.m. Fortunately, we were having some technical difficulties. So my apologies, but we are here now, and let's make the best of it. I hope everyone is having an amazing week, either whether you're at work. I know most of you parents already have their y'all's kids already back in school. I know I do. I know my girls started last week. They're going to school in person, so all I can do is just keep them in my prayers, everything, and hope for the best, that everything, that God sent is on them. And anyway, so it's been a weird but amazing week. It's so far so good. I cannot complain. God's hand has been all over every project that I've had, that I've been focusing on. I've seen God's hands work on it tremendously, and I'm lost of words sometimes when the way God operates in my life. But nonetheless, that's another story for another day. Maybe if I have a little bit of time tonight, definitely want to share a couple of things with y'all. But tonight, we're back live, Mind of a Man, Decoding Man talk series. Tonight's talk is going to, we're going to continue this series that I embarked on a couple of weeks ago with regards to the love languages, how to understand your partner's love language, and how to speak your own understanding, and how to understand your partner's language. Because honestly, as we all know, communication is priority. Communication is priority when it comes down to a relationship, the growth of a relationship, how a relationship should operate, grow. You have to have communication. But with today's generation, the idea of having communication probably has lost its translation, in the way where we don't speak the same language. We don't, and Dr. Gary Chapman wrote a book which I recommend every couple and every single person out there that it's either dating, not dating, preparing to start dating again, and the process of healing, to go out there and get this book, The 5 Love Languages. I think this is a tremendous book that I highly recommend for everyone out there to understand your love language, and you understand your partner's love language, or would be future partner. Better prepared than be caught not knowing what exactly to do. And like I said, communication is so vital nowadays that when we think we're communicating the right way to our significant other, we might not be doing the right way. We might not be communicating the way. We might not be communicating the best way possible. And that's where we have to understand that communication is vital. Communication is vital because everybody is broken into different scenarios, in different platforms in communication. And why do I say this? Because let's say, for instance, you are the type of person that loves compliments, and if your significant other doesn't understand that that's your primary language, and instead of complimenting you in something, he gives you signs of affection, or maybe a gift, and that's not what you're expecting from him. You're expecting a compliment. So, or he may not even say anything at all. And that may be hurtful in many of y'all's perspectives. So what's the best way to understand your language? Is by truly talking to each other and really understanding, dig deep, that we all operate on, there's 5 languages that have been identified. I find that typically there's 6, And but in all, I will talk to y'all about the sixth one at the end of the talk. I think the 5 most spoken languages out there are words of affirmation, physical touch, gift given, man, I lost my my train of thought there for a second. It's like I said, it's been a crazy week for me. So I have my notes here, and I do apologize. I'm a little ahead of myself here. There's 5 love languages that we all identify with. 5 languages that each one of you carry, but identify with only 2, a primary and a secondary. The 5 languages that I'm talking about, according to Dr. Chapman research, is touch, service, words, time, and gift. So we all identify with all 5 languages. Of course, we all like to have that physical touch. We all like to have that gift, the act of service. We all love to have words of affirmation. We all love to have quality time with our significant other, and we all love, and who doesn't love gift giving? The only thing is that we all but we only identify with the primary and a secondary initially. Everything else, the other 3 languages, kind of trail along. I mean. So we all have to understand what is our primary and secondary language to be able to better understand ourselves and be able to and have our partners understand us as we continue this long journey of what we call a relationship. So physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and gift giving are the five known love languages. For me, there's a 6th one, and again, I won't talk about the 6th one right now. I'm going to leave that as the bonus talk to wrap the entire series up, and that'll be coming in 2 weeks. Obviously, tonight we're going to be talking about the love language of gift giving. And when I was looking at this love language, it's surprisingly that I was very surprised. I was very surprised that there's through a little bit of research that I did, that through relationships, gift giving was more on top than words of affirmation, physical touch, but was second by acts of service. So I was very surprised about that. So, but I definitely would like to know y'all's comments, your thoughts about gift giving. What are your thoughts about gift giving in a relationship? Do you think gift giving should define how much your partner? And this is, and let me clarify this. This is going to go towards those ladies or gentlemen that have gift given as their primary language. If gift giving is not your primary language, then this question does not apply to you. But you're welcome to give me your comments. I love the idea that I can actually read your comments and learn from you all as well, because at the end of the day, yes, I am a man. Yes, I've gone through these experiences myself, and I've seen it happen to either family members or close friends of mine or acquaintances. So I definitely want to know I want to know their experience. I want to know your experience. I want to know what your thoughts are and process. And I love the idea that I can learn from y'all as well. So be sure to leave those comments in the comment below, and let me know what is your thought process about is it viable for gift giving to show to be a very important key aspect of your relationship if your primary language is gift giving. So let's go ahead and move on with tonight's talk. How to speak your partner's love language. And again, we've talked about, for the last several weeks, we've talked about the different love languages. We've covered words of affirmation. We've covered acts of service, and we've covered the last one we covered was I am going blank today. We've covered quality time. We've covered quality time. We've acts of service, and we've covered words of affirmation. So tonight we are going to cover gift giving. So let's go ahead and begin with it. Let's talk about how to communicate. Let's go ahead and talk about what do we need to do when it comes down to gift giving. According to Dr. Chapman, when your partner speaks this love language, the first thing you need to realize is that gifts don't have to be expensive. As they say, it's basically, how many of y'all have ever said, is the thought counts. You know, it may not be a big gift, maybe something very small, but it's the thought that counts. I've heard it countless of times. I know I've said it before as well. So it's the action. It's the action you put in to bring something that comes from your heart in a tangible manner, in a physical manner, and because that, gift giving, as words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and gift giving, they're all acts of love. You show value. You show appreciation towards your significant other. It can be the simplest gift. It could be a flower. It could be candy. It could be, but yet it's just the thought. That's the most thoughtful gift that that's really going to matter the most, and it's going to speak to their heart immediately. The smallest gift is the smallest gesture. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. It's what's going to matter the most. Thoughtfulness in giving is very crucial. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If gift giving is your primary language, how do you react? How do you react when your significant other surprises you with a gift? Do you throw hints at him, at her, that you're wanting something, a gift? Or does your significant other just surprises you because they know you so well? They know that if they bring you flowers, or if they bring you candy, or let's just go bigger, they buy you a car, they buy you a house, they buy you jewelry, clothes, whatever it is, whatever the most tangible thing is, how do you react to those gifts? So how do we communicate? How do we really communicate gift giving to our significant other? You show thoughtfulness, as I just said. You make the effort to show that they are priority by understanding what they like in a tangible manner. Because by giving gifts to somebody that their primary is gift given, you show them that you're representing your feelings via a tangible item, a moment, or experiences. You can take someone. A gift can also be a mini vacation, mini getaway. You're gifting them that to them. So that builds memories. That builds experiences. Fellas, if you really want to gift something to your significant other, really take her out somewhere that they've never experienced before, that they can go and really build a memory out of it. And again, it's the thought that counts. With everything, with your word of affirmation, your quality time, your act of service, your gift giving, how deep you think and you put the effort into doing that, it's gonna count so much in their hearts that you'll be surprised, how well it will be reciprocated. And again, don't get me wrong. When I speak on reciprocation, I don't mean that expect something in return. The reciprocation that I'm talking about is the love that you're investing in, that you're filling her cup in that sense. That reciprocation that you know, you'll have that good sense feeling that you're loving her in a way that it speaks to her heart directly, and it's not you're not just throwing things out there just because you think that's what she wants, but you're giving her what she really wants. So what kind of actions can you take when you're dealing with someone that's gift giving? Basically, is if you give gifts randomly, unexpectedly, again, without any sort of special occasion. I know us fellas, we tend to be very monotone, very linear. I've said it in the past. We work by patterns. Most of us men, we typically we either wait for an anniversary, a birthday, some sort of special occasion that we tend to remember to keep that. But have you fellas, do you show your lady that randomness, that once that you can go out there and just buy her a gift just out of the blue without even her knowing about it? Maybe you're hearing her talk about a certain thing and you want to surprise her. Again, it's the thought process that count. You don't have to wait for a special occasion to surprise your lady. And this goes out to the same for you ladies. You don't have to wait for a special occasion to give a gift to your significant other if gift giving is his primary language. Don't get me wrong. If it's not his primary language, but you still want to honor him with a gift, and same thing for you fellas. It's okay to do it. Just know to do it at the right time and the right moment. Not every time. And again, this goes back to the miscommunication, because you could give your significant other a gift and maybe she's not in the mood to receive a gift. Maybe that's not what she's expecting. So you got to understand and really evaluate what is the best approach and the best language to speak to your significant other in the moment that they're experiencing. So here are some things to avoid when it comes to dealing with people that their primary language is gift giving. So what you want to avoid is, make sure you don't forget special occasions. I know there's a tendency for us men to tend to forget birthdays, anniversaries. Nowadays, I mean, ladies, come on now. There's only 2 anniversaries that we should remember. The anniversary of our first time the first time you met, and your wedding anniversary. Those are the 2 anniversaries that I believe should be the most memorable ones. Obviously nowadays, today's generation, I think they wanna celebrate every month as a monthly anniversary. Come on now, and they expect the gift. I don't know about you ladies, but fellas, I know us men, we love y'all. We wanna worship y'all. We wanna honor y'all. But if you're expecting a gift every month because it's a monthly anniversary, you gotta be a little bit more understanding. So, but fellas, if you love to treat your woman every month as an anniversary, man, go for it. If that's what she likes and that's her primary language, go all out. Do what you gotta do. But again, make sure not to forget special occasions. Very important. Whether it's an anniversary, whether it's a birthday, whether it's a special occasion that it's momentous in the idea that it means a lot to your significant other. Whether could be whether he graduated or she graduated from with a degree. I could name so many. Y'all's first kiss. Y'all's first trip together. I mean, moments that you find so memorable that you want to celebrate them, and you find them dear near to your heart, and you want to honor them. Go for it. Just don't forget them. Make sure you stay consistent with them. Don't focus on making it all about the materialistic aspect of it or the cost of the gift. Again, it's the thought that counts. Trust me. If you take that factor off of the of gift giving, and you don't worry about the materialistic aspect of it and the cost of it, the gift means even much more to your significant other, because she will feel, or he will feel that that you put not only thought, but you're giving it with all, with love. I know I had a friend of mine, a buddy from and a wrestler colleague of mine, that he was very well off. I'm not going to say he wasn't. He was very well off. He actually works for one of the major companies here in the country. But every time we used to tour together, we used to go, he would not fail to go to the mall and get his wife a keychain. And I would always go with him, because I for one, I'm also one of those diehard collectors that every city that I go to, I try to collect, whether it's a keychain, whether it's a shot glass, even though I don't drink. And I would ask him, I was like, why is it that, you make, I mean, hell, he was making a lot more than I was. So in that time, I mean, he was one of the higher ups in the company, but we still are very good, close friends. And I would ask him, I was like, tell me, why is it that you could go and buy yourself, your wife, you could buy her expensive watches, expensive purses, perfumes, you name it, he could afford it. But you go and get her a keychain. And he told me a story about her upbringing. And to her, every time he remembers her, he knows that by giving her a keychain, she takes it to heart, because she knows that he's thinking of her, because he's speaking to her first language, which is gift giving. For her, the thought that he took just a small moment of his busy schedule to buy her something that really speaks to her and brings fond memory of her childhood, that speaks so much volume. It spoke so much volume, and he was filling that love, tank into her. So to me, honestly, it's not so much about the materialistic aspect of it or how much it costs. It's what the thought process that you put into it. So, so if you really want to do it out of love and not as a duty. I know relationships, there's relationships that I know that either the husband or the wife think that they have to give their significant others very expensive gifts because that's what their expectation is, and you don't. So tell me, comments, what do you think about this? Do you think materialistic or the cost gift measures should be measured against the thought and love that someone was to put in order to give you a gift out of love? So those are some pointers that I really wanted to bring out to you all in order to be able to determine and what to do and what not to do when it comes to people that speak gift giving as a primary language. Now, let me kind of go back and just reiterate that when it comes down to your love, to your partner's love language, and we're speaking in the gift giving language. Remember, it only means that you feel or that you're demonstrating that type of love with a tangible item. Anything you have to, and that's where the thought process comes into play. Could be the smallest trinket you find out there. You could go to a pawn shop. You can go to, you can go to the most expensive store out there. But what level of love are you speaking to your significant other? Are you giving her gifts based on because that's really what she likes, or is it just because it's something that she wants to do? fellas, the same thing for you. Do you receive your gifts based on, love, or just because you put that hint out there that, you want to wear, the best clothes out there, and you want to hint that to your significant other, or the best colognes? Tell me in the comments. What do you think? I always love the idea, from my significant other, from my ex, that she would bring something to me and say, hey, I was thinking of you when I saw this, and I bought you this. Wow. Even though gift giving is not my primary language, but the idea that she thought of me, that was a word of affirmation. So you see how, I've been speaking on this throughout the whole, through the beginning of this talk series. All the love languages interconnect with each other somehow, some way. It's the idea of using the right language to speak to that primary language. So, in her way, she would, if she bought me, I don't know, a shirt that she would say that it would look good on me. She right there, she gave me that word of affirmation, that she's affirming that something, looked good on me. So that affirmed my physical appearance. And so for that, especially for those that are maybe have problems, or with their physical appearance, maybe they're having issues with that or whatnot. Not that I do, but just the word of affirmation itself spoke to my love, my love language, and it filled my love tank, which in reciprocating it back to her in a physical touch, or quality time, and whatever I knew, whatever her, and I reciprocated it back to her first language. So remember this. Remember that in sense, the true meaning of gift giving is not about how extravagant you can go with the gift. It's the sentiment behind it. A person that has gift given as a first primary language feels love through these items that might cherish the gift. However small, more than another, that they can speak that love language in a different way. So every time that they see this tangible item that you gifted them with love, they're always going to see it, and it's always going to serve as a reminder how much they feel like you love them. So again, tangible items, don't focus so much on the materialistic aspect of it, or the cost of it. It's more about how much you're showing the thought and the love behind it. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move to a couple other notes that I want to bring to your attention before we wrap up tonight's talk. Let me talk about a little. Let's dig deep. Just a few minutes of your time, if I may. We just talked about the materialistic aspect of it. What about the spiritual aspect of it? How about the love aspect of it? Love is gifts. The greatest gift of all is love. You can give, but we wrap that love around something that could be materialistic. That's materialistic. It speaks in a tangible way to our significant other. Yes, it speaks volumes. Yes, we are filling in that love tank. But what about if your way of giving, if your way of gift giving is not so much on the materialistic aspect of it, but it's more on the intangible? Let's focus a little bit on the intangible side of it. What if your way of giving love is, your way of gifting to your significant other is based on love? I want you to really think about this, ladies, when you're dealing with an individual, either with your partner or with someone that you're dating, or some prospect that you're probably dealing with. You can talk about gift giving. You can talk about the love languages. You can talk about anything that could come in a materialistic aspect of it. But do you really know whether this individual can give you the greatest gift of them all, which is love? The greatest gift of them all could be defined in such a beautiful way that I've researched a few things that I would love to share with y'all. In a physical, in a spiritual aspect of it, Ephesians 4:2 says, "Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love." When you're speaking to your significant other, when you're dealing with a significant other that may not speak in a materialistic aspect of it, they may not feel that they can completely love you in a materialistic aspect of it, that can give you, but they can give you something that is far better than something that is far better than the most expensive purse, the most expensive perfume, the most expensive clothes, cars, whatever. What about love? How do you measure the one thing that is not tangible? The one thing that speaks directly to your heart. How much do you, and this goes across the board, to y'all ladies that speak, your love language is gift giving. How much do you measure that? Do you feel by not receiving a tangible gift, but by your significant other giving you the greatest gift of them all, love? How do you measure that against something that's tangible? Do you feel less loved, or do you feel more loved? Think about that and let me know. Let me know. I would love to see those comments. So, there's a passage in the Bible that's that I really think that this ties into what I'm about to say, and I think I shared it with y'all not too long ago. Under 1 Corinthians 13:4-5, it says, "Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wrong." When someone gives you a gift out of love, by being patient and kind, that's what really gift giving is all about. It's taking that thoughtfulness, being patient, and knowing what exactly it is that's going to speak to your heart, and show that kindness of gift giving to you all. That is what primarily, the First Corinthians speaks about. That when we wrap love around either that materialistic aspect of it, whether it's tangible or intangible, but love is wrapped around it, it has to be kind. It has to be patient. You cannot wrap it around jealousy or to be boastful. You cannot just give a gift to your significant other just so that you can show it off later on to someone else. It has to really be something that really comes from your heart. It should not be demanding. It should not be demanding, ladies. It should not demand a gift from your significant other. Fellas, same thing goes for you. You should not demand a gift from your significant other. It should come, again, should be patient, should be kind. And just because you don't get a gift, you should not hold it wrong. You should not hold that against your significant other. Maybe, if you hold it wrong because you're not getting a gift from your significant other and you're expecting something from them, then there's something wrong with your priorities. There's something definitely wrong with your priorities if you hold a wrong against your significant other for that. The idea of, all relationships are a struggle. It's knowing and understanding but can it be something that can grow to be something beautiful? Of course it can. But you got to understand the language. You got to understand the right communication is key, is vital. It's important in order for you to continue growing and having that beautiful relationship that only God can bring to your lives, to your hearts. But you got to understand, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. 1 Peter 4:8 says says this so well and to the point. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multiple of sins. Now, you have to cover everything in love, whether it's tangible or intangible. It's just the idea of knowing how to approach it in the best way possible. Because at the end of the day, without love, a gift is just a gift. It has no meaning behind it, especially if it doesn't speak to your language. The last Bible verse that I want to give y'all, that I found very important, then I think it will tie this in, and we'll wrap up tonight's series with this. 2 Corinthians 9:6-8 says this. Remember this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. When you give, make sure that what you're going to give, you're giving it generously. You're giving it with love. You should not be reluctant or do it out of compulsion, because those are not the things that really God looks. They're not the things that you should be doing. When you give, and again, when you see something that your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whichever platform I'm talking to, whichever side of the coin, it speaks to, do it generously. Do it because that's what you love to do for your significant other. Because you're sowing love into that heart. Because later on, as you continue sowing and being consistent, and you're staying consistent on doing the things that it speaks directly to her heart or his heart, you're going to reap the benefits. You're going to reap the benefits, and God will continue blessing you for it, because He's going to see your heart, He's going to see their heart, and it's going to multiply it to levels that you have no idea that your relationship could grow into. So, that is generosity, that is love, that is humbleness, that is what gift giving should be all about. Don't worry about the tangible items. Tangible items, anyone can get. It's the intangible items that you should really focus on. A prayer. Another thing, it's the most beautiful thing that you can give someone. The gift of prayer. When someone approaches you, if your significant other has a rough day, and for a fact their primary love language is gift giving, the best gift you can give them that is not tangible is prayer. I know for a fact that, for me personally, has spoken in the past, my past relationship, that is one of the biggest things that I know spoke to her. And fellas, this is just an advice to you all. A prayer does not cost you other than just your act of service, act of giving, your love for your significant other. If you can profess a prayer over your spouse, your girlfriend, that alone speaks volumes. I can continue going on and on and on about so many other ways gift giving can be applied in your immediate lifestyle. There's so much I can speak on tangible, and I can speak on intangible. But I want to respect y'all's time for this evening, and I really want to appreciate you all for joining me tonight. I hope that this series, this talk, tonight's lesson came to y'all in a valuable sense. For me, it has been an amazing amazing journey to be able to speak about love languages, to speak on how to help you all move forward past this barrier of communication. We all talk about we need to communicate better. We all need to have an open communication, clear communication. Yeah, I got that. I understand, and I encourage you all. Have communication. Be open. Be truthful. Be honest. Do not stay quiet. But at the end of the day, do you really know how to speak the right language? Are you communicating enough to where your significant other understands your point? Remember, there's a receiver and there's a sender and a receiver in every communication. Which one are you? And if you're the sender, are you sending the right message that is being projected to the receiver, to the other party? Now, if you're the receiver, are you understanding that language correctly to where it does not offend you? And again, the Bible says it should not offend. So it should speak directly to your heart. Understand your love language is such a vital thing to do. The last two series that the last two talks in the last 2 weeks, I've shared that I encourage you all to go into Dr. Chapman's website, or go and type in the 5 love languages quiz. Take that quiz. It doesn't take but a few minutes of your time to really understand your languages. Once you have a clearer definition of what your love languages are, trust me, believe me, listen to what I'm about to say. It will open your mindset to a different level, a dimension. You'll have a better dimension on how to structure your love language. And when if you're already in a relationship, even better, talk to your significant other. Let them know. Maybe they're not talking to you in the right language. Maybe take a minute to find out what their love language is. This quiz, it's not only for singles. It has a quiz for couples. It has a quiz for kids as well. If you don't know how to speak your love language, if you don't understand how to speak a love language to your kids, I know I have to learn it. I have, especially with having two little girls. I know it's going to be a journey, a path for me. But at the same time, I needed to really understand what my love languages were, so that I can completely understand and have a deeper sense of understanding about my way of communicating. Same thing, I encourage you all. Go type in the love languages quiz. Take that quiz. It's only going to take a few minutes of your time. If you really care about your future and your relationships, and you really have that question of maybe what you thought your love language is, and it may not be it. You may be surprised of what you can find out. So I'll put the link down again on this talk, and you all tell me, screenshot your quiz, and let me find out what exactly your primary and secondary language are, and definitely would love to hear you all about it. So with that being said, thank you all for joining me once again to the Mind of a Man, Decoding Man talk series. It definitely has been a blast. I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed coming to you all every Wednesday night, bringing you all this information. And again, if this doesn't speak to you, it's okay. Maybe it's not your time. Maybe you're not in that season. Maybe your mindset, your frame of mind is not there yet. And it's okay. No, you don't have to. Everyone walks at a different pace, everybody drums at a different beat. But if you know of someone that you think they might benefit of this, share this content with them. Tell them about it. Tag them. And it definitely, not only will it help them, it will help you. It will help me continue sharing this message to everyone out there. Again, I don't get anything out of this. I just do this purely out of my own heart, my purpose, to be able to help those that are out there, that ladies primarily, that might be thinking, how do I speak my significant other's love language? Or how do I speak about my significant other because he does this or he speaks on that? I'm just helping you all by tearing this bell down and really sharing a little bit more insight on what why men act the way we act, decoding us. You know, there's so much out there that us men, we are the way we are. And it is my hopes that I can share this with you all, that you can enjoy it, again, that you can share it, that you can, you know, just put anything and everything that you would like for me to talk about. You know, feel free to share it with me. If you don't want to put it on the comment, send me a DM and I'll definitely look into it, and you know, we can talk about it. I'm definitely thinking about doing a Q&A here pretty soon, and definitely want to hear your questions and give you all some answers. So thank you all once again. Sincerely, from my heart to y'all, I thank you all for being part of the Mind of a Man. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you all for your shares. Thank you all for your likes, your hearts, everything that comes with all this social media spiel, you know, outro. I definitely want to thank you all for the opportunity that you continue providing me week in and week out. I know the last couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks, I've been a little bit crazy because of my different projects and different things that have come about, but I definitely will make the time and the effort to continue being here every Wednesday night, every Friday night, do this live, because you deserve this. You deserve this and much more. So my content is going to continue getting better, is going to continue getting more deeper, more spiritual, more in your face, because that is what my purpose is, to help you break out of that shift, you know, and just really have that paradigm shift for y'all to change that chip. Ladies, understand this. Us men, we're not that difficult to understand. We're not difficult to deal with. We have our dumb moments, we really do, but again, is why we approach you and the reason behind it. So I'm not going to continue moving forward with this, because if not, we're not going to end this night until tomorrow probably. So thank you all. My name is Enrique Palomino Hidalgo. I'm the Relentless One. This has been the Mind of a Man, Decoding Man Talk series. Hope you all have an amazing night. Thank you all again, once again, for your comments, your likes, your hearts, for sharing this content. Again, share the message, help a brother out so we can continue opening up minds, continue opening up and bringing more health, more mental health, more emotional health, more spiritual health to every single one of y'all. And don't forget, I have a YouTube channel now. Be sure to go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, because there's going to be extra content that I'm going to be putting out on YouTube as well. So again, thank you all. Have an amazing night. God bless you all. Take care of each other, protect each other, love each other, and above all, pray for each other. God loves you. I love you. Much love for y'all. I'm praying for y'all, keeping y'all safe. Have an amazing night. May God continue blessing y'all throughout the week. Not only y'all, but your families, your jobs. I know we're all going through some difficult times, and I definitely keep you all in my prayers for anything and everything that you guys may be struggling with. I don't know, but may God continue seeing y'all through it. Remember, the storms are temporary. You are going through it because God is working in you for a specific reason. Trust the process. Know that God has your best interest at heart, and you will see it through. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Take care of each other once again. And if I don't see y'all here in the present, I definitely will see y'all in the eternity. I'll see y'all later. Take care. Good night.